Hello everyone, a very good evening to all. So today in this chapter we would be in this chapter of relative strength playlist, we would we would be learning about some concepts of RS, namely CRS, or the other name of CRS, the comparative relative strength. The other name of comparative relative strength is also ratio chart. For the ease and simplicity of this whole video, I will be continuing with the name ratio charts. So just bear with me. I won't be calling it CRS. I will be calling it ratio chart. And the other two concepts which I will be teaching in brief, or I'll try to I'll try to explain some of the things in explanatory matter, but then too I'll be teaching that those concepts in brief, and I'll continue in other videos of sectoral analysis if and when time if and when uh, time permits me. Okay. So other than ratio charts, I'll also be teaching spread charts and RRG charts. So let us now start. In this video, we will be using the concepts of RS to analyze ratio charts and also the spread charts. And in this video, you will learn why the concept of RS is not just an indicator based. RS is not just an indicator. Today, we will learn why RS is wholly a system like price action, system like volumes. Today, we will learn about that. Okay. So, guys, just a disclaimer, before watching this video, make sure to watch previous videos chronologically to be well versed in this subject of RS, adaptive RS, and static RS. As I won't be covering any basics about it here and about in this particular video, and without knowing the basics, you won't understand what I am just explaining now. Click on the eye icon to watch the previous videos of relative strength playlist. Okay? So let's start with the CRS. Today I have not placed the notepad as such, but okay, I'll because these are simply easy concepts to teach, and some practical things will get you clear. These are really easy concepts, that is why in one video I am covering this three concepts, whereas previously in one video I was only covering one concept. But in this video, these concepts are pretty easy to analyze, easy to be explained. That's why I am covering three concepts in one video. Let's start with the CRS, which is ratio charts. Okay. Ratio charts, or you can also call us CRS, comparative relative strengths, are charts that have any base, like in previous one, as I was showing. Let me show you one. This one is a pretty new indicator. So this structure of the indicator, this indicator is called fixed and static reference RS. This is nothing but an RS. This black line, as you can see, is the ARS ka look back period. This is the ARS RS, and the blue line, as you can see, is the 123 days SRS. Okay. So in normal RS, we have a base of 0. This straight horizontal line is the 0, which is the Nifty. Okay, but in ratio charts we don't have any zero line. Okay, to ease of simplicity, I'll just delete this. Okay, there is no base, or there is no zero line, as we can say, to show the outperformance or underperformance. Ratio chart, as a normal RS chart, uses the formula of numerator divided by the denominator. The formula of RS has been explained in the first video of the relative strength, so do watch it. So I won't be explaining the formula of RS. It was covered in the first video. Okay. So numerator divided by denominator is nothing but, in this particular ratio chart, we have taken Nifty Financial Services. So the numerator is Nifty Financial Services divided by the denominator being Nifty. Okay. So the formula goes like this: Nifty Financial Services divided by Nifty 50. Okay. So CRS or ratio charts, as you can say, are normally floating in nature. These are floating indicators. Okay? And doesn't have any fixed zero line. There is no fixed zero line, zero baseline. Okay? We can analyze we can analyze ratio charts using normal price action methods like patterns, trend lines, moving averages, breakouts, pullbacks, higher high, higher low. That was like Dow theory only, and higher high, higher low formation, etc. And I have also generally seen people using indicators on the ratio chart itself as well, but I like to keep my things simple. That's why I analyze the ratio charts as it is, or I also use moving averages also. Okay, I like to keep my things simple and clean. So I, as we can say now, keep it simple, make it stylish. That is my thing. So simple things are the best in markets. So that's why I use simple things. That I don't complicate. I don't, frankly speaking, I don't complicate my chart. I use simple concepts. Don't ignore this simplicity in the markets, guys. You People generally run before the complexity. They think that multiple screens, multiple charts, multiple this and that, multiple indicators can show you like that you are the Rajnikant of the charting. But that, in my opinion, that makes things more complicated. So that's why I like to keep things simple. Don't ignore simplicity, guys. Don't ignore the simplicity. Let us now directly head over to the charts to understand the usage of ratio charts. Okay, that's why I'm not covering the theory part as such, because it is pretty easy. Without theory, without that notepad also, the ratio charts explanation of ratio charts is very easy. So in ratio charts, we can say that when it, it is just a simple interpretation. Okay, this is the ratio chart. Uh, when the ratio line moves up or it rises, that means the stock is outperforming this benchmark. The stock, which is the numerator, is outperforming the benchmark, which is the denominator. And when the ratio line falls, let me show you an example. This is the falling of ratio line. When the ratio line falls, the stock or any instrument which is currently I'm analyzing, Nifty Financial Services, it is underperforming. It is being underperformed by the Nifty. It is underperforming the Nifty. Okay? And no, it is not underperforming Nifty. It is in underperforming stage. Okay? So it works like this: if Nifty, which is our denominator, is moving up more than our numerator, which is Nifty Financial Services in this case, at that time Nifty ratio line falls. Okay, let me illustrate this with an example, simple example. Okay, so if the denominator is moving up more than, if the denominator, which is Nifty, is moving by 5%, jabki the stock which you are analyzing, or the chart which you are analyzing, is moving up by only 2%. So at that time, that your script which you are analyzing is is in underperformance. Okay? And when the denominator is being underperformed, or as you can say, uh, the stock or the chart you are analyzing is outperforming, is moving up more than the Nifty, more than the denominator. For example, your stock which you are analyzing, or the Nifty Financial Services, the numerator which you are analyzing is moving up by 12%. Jabki your Nifty 50, the denominator is only moving up by like 5 or 10%. So that means it is a clear cut case of outperformance. Okay? In that case, the ratio line will move up. In the case of underperformance, the ratio line will move down. Okay? So let me show you the study to understand the ratio chart more clearly. So let us stick with our main example of denominator being Nifty and the numerator being your Nifty Financial Services. ठीक है? We are comparing the numerator, which is Nifty Financial Services, by Nifty 50. So whenever your any stock can change, the denominator shouldn't change. It should be a base comparison. So it is like you are comparing your rupee to a dollar. So the dollar is Nifty 50 in this case, and your rupee is nothing but Nifty Financial Services. ठीक है? ठीक है? So let me show you the outperformance का this quadrant. ठीक है? So if the Nifty is moving, the denominator is moving up, but the numerator, which is your Nifty Financial Services, is more up than the Nifty, then your ratio line is up. ठीक है? Then your ratio line is up. And when the Nifty is down, but your Nifty Financial Services is up, that also means that your ratio line is up. That is actually good outperformance. When the whole market is down, still your stock, still your sector is outperform, still your sector is moving up, that is a good outperformance by the that sector. Okay? If the Nifty 50 is down and your numerator, which is your Nifty Financial Services, or any example as such, if your stock is moving flat, then too your ratio line moves up, which is outperformance, clear cut outperformance. If the Nifty is moving flat but your stock is moving up, in that case the ratio line is also moves up. Okay? And if the Nifty is moving down but the stock is moving less down, so for example, if Nifty is down by minus 12%, but the stock is only down by minus 8%, so that in that case also your stock is outperforming. Okay? This is a clear cut case of divergence. So let me show you examples of let me show you the illustration of underperformance too. Okay? If the Nifty is moving up but your stock is less up, in that case the ratio line moves down. Okay? That is clear cut case of underperformance. If the Nifty is moving down but your stock is more down, so that means if Nifty is down by minus 12% but your stock is down by minus 20%, in that case the ratio line is down. Okay? If your if the Nifty is moving up, but your stock is moving down, in that case also the ratio line is moving down. If the Nifty is moving up but your stock is moving flat, in that case the ratio line is down. Okay? And in case the Nifty is moving flat but the stock is moving flat down, in that case also the ratio line moves down. Okay? Let me show you another example. Okay? So let me show you an example of divergence. Okay? So in this case we can see this is the stock ka price. The stock is moving down. Stock ka price is moving down, but the ratio line is moving up. That means the stock, still being in a down position, still being in a down moving trend, is outperforming the index. So in that case we can say that this is a good stock to go bullish. Okay? That is just a rough explanation, I should say. So in this case we can see that this is a clear cut case of divergence. Here we shouldn't conclude that whenever a divergence comes we should exit the stock, or like that we should not, we should short sell that stock. That is not a real case. We are just assessing the strength of a stock by the Nifty. We are doing nothing other than that. Okay? So here in this case we can see the price is moving up but the ratio line is moving down. That means the Nifty is moving more up than this stock. So in that case the stock is in underperformance. Okay? So in this case also we can see the Nifty is the stock is moving down but your ratio line is moving up. That means it is outperforming the Nifty. Okay? So I was being asked a simple question: why should we use RS? So actually Actually, RS should be used. You can use RS anywhere if you want, but the thing is, now you will say, for example, I have a breakout stock of Lupin and I have a breakout stock of Maruti Suzuki. So, but if Maruti Suzuki is breaking out and it is also outperforming the Nifty, and but Lupin is breaking up, breaking out up, but it is not outperforming the Nifty. It is being underperforming. In which case, your confidence will be strong to take the entry. Obviously, in the case of Maruti Suzuki, you will be more confident that the stock is also outperforming. Stock is also outperforming, and it is also breaking out. It can be breaking out with big volumes, big wide range candles. In that case, your confidence boosts up. Okay. And if you are analyzing the sectors, in that case, I'll also explain you the top down top down approach of analyzing the sectors, of analyzing the stocks. Okay. That in that case also, if your sector is outperforming the Nifty and your stock is also outperforming the sector which has outperformed the Nifty, in that case the confidence boosts up more. I am not saying in low performing sectors the stock won't move up. That is really not the case. But what I'm trying to say is, if you are taking entries in outperforming stocks, in which sectors are also outperforming the Nifty, the returns which you make will be faster and higher compared to the returns which you will be making in the underperforming stocks, in the underperforming क्या बोलते, sectors. I am not at all saying that it won't move up. I'm just saying, if you are with the winners, there is a higher chance of you having a fast returns and huge returns in that case. ठीक है. देखो, what I usually use are क्या बोलते, what I usually use ratio charts. I use ratio charts to analyze sectoral indices and to assess the strong sectors, and I accordingly select my trades. ठीक है. I go by top down approach by selecting the strong sectors first. I analyze the sectors ka charts and I select the strong sectors first. Out of that sectors, then I finally analyze those stocks in that sector. For example, if I have finalized in my top down approach, that if I have finalized Nifty Financial Services for my sector, okay. So in Nifty Financial Services also, I will be selecting those stocks those stocks which are outperforming. Okay. And then I'll be heading over to analyze. I'll be heading over to my normal analysis, which will be price action and volumes and my RSI. Okay. So let me take some few examples of analyzing Nifty, analyzing the sectoral indices. I won't be covering any stocks as such, because the thing is now, if I just sit on to cover stocks as well as sectors, it would be a very long video, and I have seen that long videos are not pretty appealing, and not pretty means like people don't tend to watch it. That's why I'm trying to cover the whole video as soon as possible and in an explanatory manner. So my first example which I started with was Nifty Financial Services. Okay. In Nifty Financial Services, there is a clear cut case of breakout. Let me show you a clear cut case of breakout. Okay. So in here we can see that Nifty Financial Services has broke out from this high. Nifty Financial Services has broke out, and also be using the moving average. Let me use the moving average also. In this case, the moving average is of simple moving average is of 20 SMA. Okay. In 20 SMA, as we can see that the Nifty Financial Services was moving in a consolidation phase, and it was moving in a consolidation phase, and it was moving near its क्या बोलते हैं, average. So here you can also say that there was a mean reversion. I as such I don't strictly follow mean reversion theories, but ठीक है, we can say that there was a mean reversion, or else my concept of mean reversion also can be wrong. But here then we can say after this it crossed the 20 SMA level, and it also broke out from its previous high. So right now Nifty Financial Services is good for is good for if is good for trading. So in this whichever stock is there, we can use for trading, for swing trading as such. Okay, let me take Nifty Auto. Nifty Auto. Sorry. So in Nifty also we can say there is a good trend line. Nifty Auto is currently in a triangle type situation. Let me show you. So it has broke the triangle as such, but the thing is, we will be waiting for a further confirmation. Till then, Nifty Auto is, in my opinion, really bullish, because we can see there was a good, good movement in this as such. Okay, it broke this line also. One sec. It broke this high, and right now it's consolidating. It can take a support from here, or it can go up also. Okay, this is the Nifty Auto ka charts. This is the Nifty Auto ka ratio line ka setup. ठीक है, and you can also further go on to analyze the charts. So here we can see it has broken its previous level. This was, I guess, the budget week ka session, and this is one first of Feb. Okay, so let me take Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty is also in a good bullish position. As you can see, it has broke its previous high. It has broke its SMA. ठीक है, this is a good structure of bullishness. This is a good structure of outperformance, as we say. And here, as you can see from this, from 20 from 1st October till here, there was also good outperformance previously. Then it consolidated the back, then Bank Nifty, whole Bank Nifty consolidated, and it was really sticking near to 20 SMA and not breaking down. And this shows us a good bullishness in Bank Nifty as well. Okay, so overall the BFSI stocks, which is banking and financial services uh, stocks, are BFSI stocks overall are really doing good and are really bullish. Let me take Nifty Realty. So in Nifty Realty also, in previous video I covered, I guess I covered Godrej Properties. So during that time I don't think so, I guess I forgot to cover Nifty Realty as such. But Nifty Realty, Nifty Realty 2, we can see that Nifty Realty broke its 20 SMA level. Now it consolidated here, then it has a higher chance, in my opinion, it has a higher probability of moving up. So let me draw a good resistance. This is a swing high, this is a resistance position. If it breaks this horizontal line, we can go on to take trades in Nifty Realty as well. I have a current trade in Godrej Properties and DLF, okay, which is really doing great. So let me take Nifty IT. Nifty IT is a low beta sector. It's a defensive stock, okay. So, so out of context, guys, many people have asked me how to select if a sector is a low beta sector, or a high beta sector. For that, I have an indicator called AMI beta. AMI beta, the author of AMI beta is, I'll show you who's the author of AMI beta. So this particular guy, KS Murugan sir, is the author of this, is the creator of this AMI beta. So beta is nothing but the volatility. We compare the volatility of a stock to Nifty. So right now my benchmark is Nifty. तो ठीक है. So below 1.21, below 1.2, the sector is considered as a low beta sector, and above 1.2, and on an average about 1 and 1.2, above 1, the sector is considered as a high beta sector. So we can see clearly that Nifty IT is a Nifty IT is a defensive sector where uh, not having a क्या बोलते हैं, not having this good beta, but ठीक है, it's that doesn't mean that Nifty IT won't move up. You can see that Nifty IT has a good bullishness. Volatility doesn't says that the Nifty IT won't be moving up. ठीक है. In fact, the IT sectors in the IT sector companies, they are really cash rich companies. Okay, so this is the way through which we can analyze the beta. I generally people use 3 years ka data. I use 1 year ka data for analyzing the beta of a sector. I prefer 1 year ka data. Generally, people prefer 3 years. I prefer 1 year. That is on your conscience as well. Not an issue. So Nifty IT is clearly losing a momentum. As we can see, uh, uh, it has tried to break this resistance, but it we can clearly see that after. Let me draw plot the resistance. After testing it two times, then two, the momentum wasn't that really good. So this resistance was now broke, and Nifty broke its 20 SMA level, and it's moving heading down. So it has clearly lost the momentum. Still, I am pretty bullish in Nifty IT. I have a good position. That's my own bias speaking. But I have a positions in Nifty IT. That's why I'm pretty bullish in it. देखो Nifty देखो the overall sectors moves in cyclical manners. So first high beta sectors will move, then low beta sectors will move, then high beta. In this manner, the sectors move. This process is called a sectoral rotation. So right now we can see that previously we whichever sectors we analyzed, those sectors were of high beta universe. So high beta universe currently are doing really great. The sectors like Nifty Realty, Nifty Metal. Let me take Nifty Metal. Sorry. In Nifty Metal, we can see that here it is trying to break its 20 SMA level. Let me, and if the price action also breaks this level, we can see a good bullish turn in the Nifty Metal sector. So I am pretty bullish in Nifty Metal as well. Okay, let me explain you Nifty Pharma. So let me show you how low beta sector really does great when the overall market is really not doing great. Okay. So right now the Nifty Pharma is not doing great. Right now the whole ratio line is moving down. That means the Nifty Pharma overall is really not that great. But let me show you something. When the whole market was facing the pandemic crisis, at that time see the outperformance of Nifty Pharma. Boy oh boy, that was really great. Okay. So Nifty Pharma, a good low beta sector. It has a beta of I guess 0.90 somewhat. Let me show you the beta of it. Yes, it has a very low beta. It has a 0.60 type low beta. Okay. So just guys, don't ignore the simplicity of the markets. This is the simple things. This is the simple things of relative strength and all. So this is how we analyze the ratio charts. Okay. In short, just to conclude, let me summarize the ratio charts. Whenever the ratio line is moving up, the stock is outperforming. When the ratio line is moving down, the stock is underperforming. And we have to use ratio line as we have to analyze ratio line like your normal price action charts. Like you can analyze it like patterns. You can plot head and shoulder patterns. You can plot double top patterns. I have also analyzed that. You can analyze breakout trading. You can analyze breakouts, you can analyze pullbacks, you can analyze higher high, higher lows, not an issue. Okay. So let's head over to spread charts. What are spread charts? Let me show you what are spread charts. Okay? So let me take Bank Nifty. What is happening? Okay. In Bank Nifty also we can see from this level there was a good outperformance. This was a good breakout level. So let me show you how to use spread charts. Now let's head over to spread charts. So what are spread charts? Spread charts are what I called as minimalistic person's good friend. Okay. If you are a minimalist guy and doesn't like to, you don't like to use indicators, let me just remove this indicator directly. I'll just remove the indicators. Okay. If you don't like to use indicators, you don't like to mess up your charts, you just like to use simple things like price and volumes. If you are that kind of person, then there you go, the spread charts are for you. Spread charts are the same use. It's a same use of formula of numerator divided by denominator. Numerator being Bank Nifty and the denominator being Nifty. I'll show you how to put the denominator. Right now there is no denominator in the chart. And spread charts are also a good example to show you why RS is not just a normal indicator but a whole system. Like your Dow theory, it's a whole system. Like Wyckoff, like Wyckoff, like Dow theory, it's a whole system. So that's why it's not just an indicator. That's why I prefer using RS for my system. Okay. Spread charts can be used in two ways. First is the compare button. This is the compare button. This is the compare this thing, and the other thing I will be explaining you, because that is called a formula analysis. Okay. In that we put the formula here. So let me first take the this compare. So in here we go to this symbol, this plus symbol, which is the compare. We directly take, we directly search Nifty 50. Okay. हाँ. So there you go. This is your, and we select. Okay. I have selected this. Okay. So I have selected this. This is the denominator. Okay. So if you want to analyze क्या बोलते हैं, analyze the numerator by the denominator. Denominator is this orange line and the numerator is this price action line. So you have to set the base date. Base date, you have to set the look back period. So previously in ARS we turned to look at the look back period, which was 24th of September. So what we do, let me take out all the drawing things. Okay. And let me take out the moving average as well, so as to uh, remove the noise of the charts. Let me take out the volumes also. Okay. So the 24th of September was our base date of for ARS. Okay. So what we will do, we will track this whole chart till the left, till the whole left of this chart. Okay. Let me zoom in. So your 24th of September will be touching this line, this border line. And when this horizontal line reaches this, the candle of the closing candle of 24th September, from that day, the calculation of compare indicator starts. This compare mechanism starts. So from this ARS date, which is 24th of September 2020, okay, from this from this date we can see that the bank nifty is clearly outperforming the nifty. If the nifty is moving by 40.33%, so then the bank nifty is moving by like 76%. Okay, so whenever, see, look at the right side, whenever you change the look back period, the movement of the this percentage also changes. So that means it is just showing by how much percentage it has given us a good return. So okay, let me show you. In long term, nifty has clear cut outperformed the after the crash, nifty has clear cut outperform the uh, bank nifty. Okay, so this was the first type. This was the first type of usage. So let me also take SRS ka date. SRS ka date from today's candle will be 19th of August. Okay, 19th of August will be somewhat like this, like here. Okay, so if we take SRS, so what we will do for SRS date, the total candles are 123 days, right? Guys, kindly just watch that previous video of SRS to understand. So the 19th of August from today till today's date, it will be our SRS date. Okay, so let me show you how did I took 19th of August. So see, exactly 123 bars. Okay, exactly 123 bars from 19th of August. So let me take this one, this. So okay, so wherever this particular horizontal line touches, the from that the closing price starts to calculate. The in SRS, previously, as we saw in the ARS look back period, the bank nifty was clearly outperforming the nifty. And now in SRS also, the bank nifty is clearly outperforming the nifty. So this is the second method of this is the first method of using, this is called spread charts. So in SRS we can see if the bank nifty is moving by 32.91%, then the nifty then the if the nifty is moving by 32 moved up by 32.99% from 19th of August. Okay, then the bank nifty has moved by 61.98% from 19th of August. So okay, this is the one way you can analyze the uh, charts. Okay, you can analyze the spread charts. So other way is directly using this particular setting and changing the regular to percentage. Okay, so if you change the regular to percentage, there will be a percent, this will show you the percentage returns from this date. So right now our SRS date was 19th of August, and our 20, and if we want to move to ARS date, we will just take this particular candle and we will touch it to this wall. Okay, and when this horizontal line touches the closing of this line, the accordingly the returns will change. So right now, according to ARS levels, we can see from 24 September, Nifty has gave us a move of 80% from 24th of September. Okay, and Nifty, so that was bank nifty, not Nifty. And Nifty from 24th of September gave us a move of only 40.33%. Okay, that is a total of approximately 40% ka outperformance by bank nifty. So this is the by second way by which we can analyze the spread charts. First was using this compare compare symbol to analyze the spread chart. Second is by individually comparing, going in setting and changing the regular to percentage. Price will change to percentage, which is just a return. Okay, we have to just individually see the returns. Okay, and the third way, which is in my opinion is also a good way to analyze the spread charts, is bank nifty divided by the numerator. Here you just apply the formula. The numerator is bank nifty divided by nifty 50. Okay, and there you go, enter. Okay, so in this case also we can see that we can take the whole chart and we can say that the whole bank nifty is outperforming the क्या बोलते, the whole bank nifty is outperforming the nifty markets. This whole chart works like the rs also on rs only. So I'll show you how it works. Okay, so there you go. So there will be a zero line somewhere. So there, I get there is a zero, don't worry. So there you go. There is a zero line. This is the zero line. From down from this, it will be moving in minus. So let us take Nifty Pharma. I guess Nifty Pharma would be CNX Pharma divided by Nifty 50. Select that and enter that. Okay. So right now the Nifty Pharma is outperforming the Nifty, but it is in a downward position. So we can also say that it is in a underperforming stage only. Okay. So this is the zero line. There you go. There is the zero line. Okay. This is the zero line. When this zero line is crossed, Nifty, the whole pharma index will be totally underperforming, the being underperformed by the Nifty. So it will be moving in minus returns. Okay. So this whole chart will be working like a ratio chart only. Okay. So this is the third way through which you can analyze the spread charts. Now there are other charts, other types of charts which I like to which is called RRG charts. So RRG charts are a quadrant based chart. RRG charts are a quadrant based charts. Quadrant is nothing but there are four quadrants: 1, 2, 3, 4. So ठीक let me show you a good example. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. RRG charts are a quadrant type charts which uses the formula of JDKRS. JDK is the person who created this type of charts. His name is Julius D. Kempner. Okay. JDKRS and JDK momentum. Let's not go on to just understand what is the formula, because I really don't know what is the formula. Because if the formula was open to the general public, because the thing is not this whole system, this whole charts are not for free. These are really expensive, provided by stock charts or Optima, you can say. These are really expensive, so the formula also is also hidden in nature. So the basic thing is there is a JDK-RS ratio. Okay. So let me show you JDK-RS ratio, and this is the JDK-RS momentum. So JDK-RS is, I guess, I would assume that that was a normal RS. Okay. This whole y-axis is your normal RS, JDK-RS, and this whole x-axis is your RS momentum. So RS momentum, the last I was reading the blog of JDK-RS, the RS momentum is the momentum indicator of RS. Okay, that was something showing like that. So we have in this we will be having a common denominator. The whole sector, we can take any numerator, we can take multiple numerators, and we can have the common denominator in this case, which is Nifty 500. Okay. So common denominator can be set as per your preference. There are four quadrants: improving, leading, weakening, and lagging. Improving, leading, weakening, and lagging. Let me explain you one by one. Okay. In leading, which is green, leading as a strong RS, leading as a strong RS and weakening momentum. It has a strong RS and a weakening momentum. These are nothing but bubble charts or or dot charts, which also has a trailing 14 days trailing momentum in it. So these are 14 days trails. So this is the USP of I guess JDKRS, the whole RRG charts, That's why they use this. That's why it's probably hidden in nature, and we have to pay really good bucks because this is a really advanced type of charting system. Okay. So leading is green. Leading, which is green, has strong RS and strong momentum of RS. Weakening, which has yellow. Let me explain you the quadrant one by one. Weakening, which is the yellow region, has strong RS but weakening momentum. Strong RS but weakening momentum. Lagging, which is the red region, in this the whole in this if in this quadrant, if the sector is there, the whole sector is moving really down. So in this region, the RS and the RS momentum are both are weak. And in improving, which is a blue region, the quadrant has weak RS, but the momentum is growing, which is momentum is improving. The momentum of RS is improving. So okay, this is the basic explanation. So personally, I use RRG to analyze which sectors are doing good, and also to check the global positions of global indices. And remember, RRG are very and remember RRG are very lagging in nature. So use RRG for only reference tools. Okay, use RRG for only as a reference tools and not for taking trades at all. I would highly recommend against it because RRG are really lagging in nature. We are I personally use the RRG on a weekly basis, only. Okay? I'll show you some things. So in here we can see the Nifty 50 in the whole global data scale is in a lagging position, but it is the 14 trailing days are showing is a that it is improving. Okay? In the whole Nifty 50 Nifty universe, we can see that Nifty PSU Bank is really in a good shape. It's in a leading quadrant. Nifty Realty is in a good shape. Nifty Pharma is not in a good shape right now. It's in a lagging quadrant. And we can see here the Nifty Auto is really in a strong position too. Okay? Nifty Auto is in a strong position. Nifty consumption and Nifty FMCG is in an improving stage. But let's see. See this in. Let's track these sectors as well. Okay. This. So this was the overall brief explanation of RRG. I'll be I'll try my best to make further videos on RRG as well. So I hope you got to learn many things from me today, and I tried my best to cover the ratio charts and spread charts. So do contact me at Legal Chore on Telegram if you didn't understand anything. Just feel free to contact me. Till then, thanks for having me, guys. Good night.